Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LPL 2025 Split 2.
Important. You're busy memeing about baby no various dollar signs.
Oh, that's a good knockup.
Pulverized, headbutt behind. Corky is left out, right. Flash forward, trying to get missing, at least gets one with him. Credit to Taeyun.
Yeah, that's really good. Getting the first blood down there. Of course, it doesn't give you extra gold anymore, but he will get the gold.
Two instant pace. Able to get a fair amount of
down
blood
here again. Yeah, they really want to punish this before he gets that XP back. Does hit level 3, will have Valkyrie now.
Try and jump onto him. There's the Hex Flash over. Taeyun got the Gatling gun running. Headbutt to the wall, into the Pulverize. Headbutt away, though, is Shun. Missing, not quite dead yet. Survives the dive. Good work from him and the squad.
Is anyone else coming down? Monkey's coming down. Who takes the body block? It's going to be Shun.
Gonna try and get some damage onto both here. Vampire and Monkey spreading out, but Shun and Paige pretty scary. Not a lot of mana, though, on the likes of Paige to try to auto his way to victory. Vampire really low. A last auto does get it. Still got a shield stuck into the Mortal Will. Driven into the tower by Monkey. And makes it, in the end, a 2 for 2, I suppose, in the grand scheme of things.
I think it's a 2 for 2, but once again, it's the AD carry, which does. I don't have the headphones on, so I can't.
Yeah, I was trying to find a way to subtly tell you, and instead we're having the conversation live on air, which is super fun. So yeah, guys, Alex had Discord on. How dare he? Dragon's got picked up by Monkey, so lane's not to come on through. So Tame's picked up a couple of plates, which is great news for him. Ala's trying to walk up to this lane, but he will effectively be in a 3v1, especially if Monkey comes on over. Otherwise, it wouldn't, in fact, be a 3v1. I'd be lying to you. But he does manage to get to the turret.
Yeah, I mean, W do need to be a little bit careful. If they spot Shun, it's okay, but if they don't know exactly where he is, and they do spot him now, they can go for it knowing the Panther's not in range.
Drive forward. Got a big boulder in his hand, and everyone who drives cars knows that's how you do it. If Pale comes on through, Alex looks quite perplexed.
Because Ala, he flashed.
I think they absolutely are. And I think the other side of that is someone like Monkey being ahead like this is a great sign. Again, we have known him.
Flash.
Yeah, I think Scout's in trouble here. Mr. Cannon strike, unfortunate. Good Emperor.
Oh no!
And it's towards Monkey. Flash over the side, big shove at Scout. It's about to go down.
Not the cleanest execution, but a kill is a kill. Takes a flash from passive used to convert your... Yeah, because then there was the many years now, from like season 8 to whatever. Hang on, offside. Flash already blown, that's a problem.
Oh, Cube's in so much danger. Call of the Forge goal comes on through, and unfortunately, Cube has answered the call. Do you want to buy some car insurance? Cube goes, no, please, not like this. But you've already answered the call. You're worth £3,000. Monkey coming on in. Monkey potentially to ult someone here. His character also goes to the side and glide and says, aha, I'm here to prove you're a fake insurance person. You're punished for taking fraudulent calls.
I can't believe, even in the modern day of esports, you...
No, they have not. And that's going to be slightly problematic, because then you look at Scar who's gone, well, I've got 50 heart steel stacks at 13 minutes. What are you going to do about that one, man? There's missing. We'll need to pop the ult, try and survive that way. Try to turn it around. Mantle comes on through. Change the corruption do come on down. Now, Scout in a good position, but misses the side. Big shove with the equalizer comes on onto missing. Flashed away. Scout now in danger, getting driven onto. Vampire got hit by the piercing arrow, I believe. Heart steel proc onto Scout, but not quite enough damage to follow up. Cube now potentially in danger as Paige takes the flash gun over the wall, and Cube tries to stand and deliver. Unfortunately, your barbecue has run out of gas.
Surprised that W spent so much trying to kill the ult. Flash Alistair? It's a problem that they've occasionally ran into, over-engaging on the front line, and Pays really...
He picked up 36 in that last fight.
Yeah, it's about 3 procs total. Ala, Karis is trying to kill the whole turret. Ult coming in from Ala.
Want to bring in a Grand Starfall? Yes, he does. Charge onto the turret. We'll try and get some damage down, but the Empress Divide does a good job of disengaging, and they get the turret. Monkey now coming on up as the Dragon was also secured. Sundish now there. Watch for Monkey be able to drive forward. Does have the flash. Good look for that flash. And the Impale only hits onto Shun, but that might be more than enough. Gets behind this Vampire. The Aegis comes on through and he dies. Can't find that shield vault to bring down the run at the back end of it. Arla is going to be dropped under the table potentially, but will not go down like his namesake, even if the pronunciation is different.
It's the first assist for Monkey, not a kill that time. But once again, JDG brawn and mechanical potential that some of these top teams have. Karis maybe caught out the side lane. No flash, might have to ult in here.
First pick is Zia, gets a good shove away. He's been pretty solid so far today as Karis, but where do you run right now? He's got a teleporting Ornn that's come up to enjoy his company, and it is Scout that picks up the kill in the 3v1.
Nice roams across there. Ala teleporting in for the play, and For W, they don't have grubs to push towers as quickly. Hayes does need to be a little careful. He knows that. He's just trying to wave clear as best he can. Harold now put in towards mid lane. He should be safe with coverage from the Pantheon ult.
Vampire off vision, Cube also coming. This could get very dicey. How aggressively do they want to play this? Missing also being there makes this interesting. Recalling is the Rel though. Big problem though, throwing that. There was a 4-man collapse. Engage now onto Monkey, but I don't actually know whether the 3,000 HP Skarner is going down that easy. Scouts now come on over though, and he will actually fall. Good work from JDG, as Taeyun and Karas were back in base anyway. Apologies, Taeyun was a bit further down the lane, and I just blanked with his recall stop.
Scouts is hit. JDG don't have great vision for now, though.
W being a bit slower here. They want to get Taeyun towards that Moramani because another wave out. I think he might have gotten it off that wave, but at least it will be 5% stacks off. So he might come in mid-team fight. Here we go again.
Oh, wow, Lasco!
Let's put Vampire in a difficult position. Has to charge away. They do get the chains of corruption, though, onto Monkey. Flash out himself. Arlen's gone forward. But now he's pretty deep, using the Searing Charge to buy some time as he looks to run away. Bella's breath was also burned. Missing, got very deep. Gonna look to make his will unbreakable. Headbutts his way out. Will lose his life for it, but Monkey is traded because the headbutt forced the Skarner way back into the enemy team. Not a bad trade, all things said and done.
I mean, if we don't have enough sponsors, if we could get a Monster Energy Blast Cone for rad plays like that, I would take that on Chemtech Rift.
I remember when Varus used to be a thing into his ear. That's kind of why, guys.
Yeah, it took a Comet Spear as well. Missing does have ultimate, so it's harder to immediately chunk him out. That's Khan. I mean, everyone's just around here. We're not cross-mapping. We're just seeing if anyone makes a mistake.
Harris. A bit more damage than Goku. Also once again burned. Here comes the Weaver's Wall. JDG beginning to...
Oh, he's hopped over the wall!
He has gone over the wall trying to get something, but does at least get some value. Ola has to flash back on out. Should will get the Skarner. What about the turnaround damage? And they put a lot into killing the Skarner, and they lose their own jungler in trade. Taeyun now hopping on forward for his own orders. Misses the pulse bomb, but does at least hit the rock to bring Tae's spell shield down. Is that a jungler for a jungler?
I'm very surprised that's a 1-for-1. With the flick over the wall, is where you try and play some smoke and mirrors. JDG have that extra advantage to kill towers.
Here we go.
Hayes might get collapsed on again, missing over the wall.
Monkey's also coming. Karas going to get caught on the wrong side of the weave as well. Vampire now also very deep. Flashes the headbutt engage, crashes down over the other side of it. Monkey throws out another evil, but now Vampire in danger before the recall comes on through. Shun jumps on forward with the shield bot into the seismic shove. Until here, Pantheon is a combo we have seen a few times before, and I wonder why.
Yeah, WE, they've really tried to catch up Hayes in the mid lane, and that is a good decision to make.
Driving up, this could get a bit interesting. They've not managed to rush it fast enough.
Vampire's not here. This shouldn't be a big fight.
Try and play for this potentially. Look to threaten, missing, will headbutt out. What about the play behind us? Taeyun and Karas on the flank, jumps in danger. Needs to pop up with the AG talking about Study. Loyal comes on down. Karas has flashed up back, and Scout is now in danger himself as his paid. As Karas just flashes on in and murders the AD carry. Will trade his life for it, but I think he's happy enough with that.
Yeah, WE managed to call JDG's bluff. I think they thought they'd get the Atacon for free. Not the case. Karas doesn't get the clean execution onto Pays, which means that he will go down, but I think with 4 men...
Now, Shun does have Grand Starfall, but I don't think he'll be here quite in time for him. Even with him spawning now, he is just dead. He can look for it potentially on the reset, but I think it is just going to be a yes, he's got the Atacon, but it's so damn slow. He's only got punished. Vampire, though, using half his HP bar before we're driving by super problematic. Monkey flashing forward, trying to get on to
Star. Monkey.
But still gets the impale on top of the equalizer. It kind of works. It's a bit janky, but the damage is done. They will bring down the Skarner, but I think the damage after looking pretty problematic. And Taze also dies when we had no flash. Scout, though, keeping himself alive. Taeyun, Valkyrieing forwards. Arla just about to have the last auto. Flashes on board with the Gatling gun rolling. Shun needs to back away the Aegis assault and will just about survive. Make it the retreat as WE find themselves a hell of a lot of value. He's still going. Another Valkyrie forces the flash out of Shun.
Yeah, W are doing it. They get themselves the dragon. They get a huge fight, and JDG are not really managing to protect their backline in the way that they would have liked. In that play, Missing didn't have ult. It came up a couple of seconds after he went down. A huge mistake from the JDG squad to not wait for that ultimate from Alistair.
Q flashes over the wall, but now he's caught between the base gate and all of JDG. He's not quite headbutted over the wall, leading into it. But Karas is taken here. They're saying you can't have our top laner for free. And they'll bring down Shun, who's now missing, goes down as well. This Corki is a menace.
Disaster class from Shun and Missing in the last couple of minutes. They also solved points.
Taeyun's gone to talk to the prophets, and he's asked what would you have your AD carry do? And it turns out carry a few team fights has been the answer to pick up an immortal shield bow. Yeah, Corky.
Pace might get jumped on by Vampire here. So Hex Flash over all there is. What's the follow-up? Ah, misses the crash down.
The follow-up is a fail.
I don't think he did.
It's coming. Grand Starfall, TP's in. They want this. Missing's about to make his move. Eyes on it. Thank you, observers, for that wonderful little bit of vision document. They still don't see the cow. Call the voice will come in on a carrot. Going to go golden after the flash headbutt. They're going to get some value down. Shuffled away. Buying a lot of time. Carrot survives the play. The man is on the impale. It's absolute warfare out here as everything is put to the flame. They are torched. JDG's flank angle collapses under their own hubris.
The Zhonya's is a drop of gold dust for WE as they team fight their way to a Game 1 victory.
And Kara's just TP'd into the base to get that value. My go! So we'll get Ala as well. The first pickers here will end 7-2. You come for the king. You come for the Emperor. You best not miss.
JDG on their home soil in their own home arena of Beijing in last game. Getting some early advantages, putting down better vision before the fights, and then managing to close the distance on the backline, where JDG's frontline failed to protect them. Back in there, so Q can't even walk up to the wave net. That's a problem. Wave can get frozen without the teleport. In fact, what might need to happen is WE might need to recall. They'll spot him out with a sweep, and now they don't actually. Oh, Cube!
Oh boy, and there's the snap. No, not quite enough. The Ignite does the work anyway. The 3 talent strike knockup comes on down, and Monkey see, Monkey don't.
I mean, I guess it's just like, we talked about the whole, like, 100 men versus 1 gorilla. It turns out 2 JDG members is enough versus a Wukong to win this one fight. It's a little bit more even than the gorilla challenge. Hook lands very deep there, but it's pulled that Vampire out of position a little bit.
I'll tell you can't get the Acadian Rain through the Unbreakable. So ends up being a bit even. Now Paige gets the ability to relentless pursuit forward.
Realm
That's
Warp.
Appropriate. Realm Warp now coming on down. The Arclay's already landed. Flash on forward. Rune Prison comes on down, and Taeyu is arrested by the strong arm of Braum's Law.
Good use of the global there from Scout, and the early game starts to fall apart.
Racing.
I'll use the W to stay safe on the tower here. On the whole, I did quite like Ari and Gwen, by the way. You often have good ways to disengage as long as you... It's kind of like the Fizz conundrum, and that can be the case with stuff like the Gwen if you press the W on it, or counter-strike into something, or like riposte to counter-strike the Breathe. That's a big fight into mid lane. Now, what's
into the dredge line, and unfortunately, you're in a dredge line world, living in a, well, bot lane dive world, and he dies a horrible, horrible death. I forget where it's...
Shun stops a recall. Shun... Oh, Kane doesn't have flash. That's a problem.
Taeyu's going to end up getting knocked into the air multiple times. The wind becomes lightning and spikes the Kai'Sa into the dirt.
What? Okay, W were meant to be the team.
Doesn't
have... Well, he isn't bringing a flash. Where's his W? Might need it. Monkey turn over.
Turn to Monkey. Out comes the death charge. The Hallowed Mist, and Ala is safe on sanctified ground for a moment or two. We'll try and skip the flash away, but there's a charm waiting, and Gwen can't wait to meet her hero.
JDG not tracking the map very well. Another time in this series where they've been
down and should actually get first turret off, which is good news for them. We're going to see that traded, so that's pretty good news. Karis gets a lot of that gold.
Around. Resets coming through. Dragon coming onto the table. First item for everyone except top laners who've put a little more money into their boots instead. It'll be second dragon over towards JDG. W would not like to see those dragons get stacked up.
What kind of boost they buy? They like Chanel.
Yeah, you know, like Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi, where he has his Chanel boots. Like those are the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah.
By the way, like that's something Star Wars got right. The boots look really cool. Like they're like the riding boots, which basically no one wears, but like. I'm just saying,
cool.
If it was more socially acceptable, off HP, that could have been so much worse. Gets the half the cooldown back as well, missing. Has the successful opposition, doesn't put the shield up just yet, doesn't need to teleport in from the Gwen.
50% success rate, but how Vampire can change the Black Wave with the depth charge down. Paige somehow is on a bit of all spotted. In comes Taeyu, following up on Monkey's Cyclone. They bring down the Lucian. We said they have a long way to get a hold of it. Taeyu has to flash away. Monkey now in danger himself, getting stacked up on the Brawl passive. All the while in the river, Shun gets a hold of Vampire, stakes him with the spear. I suppose that'll do as an improvised way to get to the heart. Monkey goes down the Wukong, nothing left to do. Taeyu now in danger, has got nowhere to go. They all went so deep for Paige, and they're regretting it now as Karis needs to run very fast. Flee, little fox, flee! As Gwen gets the kill.
Run for your lives! As they all go down, a 5-for-1. As this is exactly what we mentioned earlier. Get a little bit quick journey in there. Doesn't actually need this to kill the turret completely. Loses half of that. It'd be a bit of a wasted charge there. Would have been fine anyway. Gonna charge the inner one for good luck.
He does that. Pulls away. That door coming on up makes it a bit problematic.
That's half his HP again. You can't afford to lose that kind of HP. Going again. Why are we going on the Braum?
Going to try and find that when it becomes lightning. Monkey going to back on out there, but again they went on the Braum and Missing just doesn't care.
That is the least valuable target you can dive onto. It's going to lose in the mid lane inner turret because they just lost half their engaged support's HP and the Cyclone, which is so critical for killing the carries in the backline. WE losing their heads around the Herald and now in this mid lane defense. This is the kind of panic which JDG had in the last game where the game was falling apart and they didn't find a way to stabilize. WE, they're a game up in the series, but that doesn't mean you get to fling your engage around so loosely like that.
Oh, hang on, it's a bit dicey. Karis also coming on up. Flash burn by Cube. Owlet has not got the Ignite left. When becomes Lightning available, but doesn't quite land. And they do get that kill onto the Gwen. Important. Karis now with just reset and waiting for another charm. Gonna be up in a second or two. Looks for an angle, can't quite find it.
They have the grubs. They have the grubs. They can stick around on this top side. They just want to see if they can chunk out Shin enough that he couldn't defend the tower. Sadly, they can't. In fact, lands a win becomes Lightning. Missing, doing a great job on being a tank to the Braum this game.
Back away. Is hit by that depth charge. Also, that Wind becomes Lightning onto Cube is problematic. Angle. They can't sit there. That's really problematic. Been slowed down by the Wind becomes Lightning, but doesn't take the angle in.
While all this is happening, Scout doesn't have the teleport yet. It's coming up in a couple of seconds. Stays in bot side. W will take some camps. But again, I've criticized Missing a lot over the last couple of years. But Missing in this game on the Braum has been very, very good at playing that frontline tank duty. He's not blowing summoners easily. WE are throwing a lot of engage into him. WE probably shouldn't be engaging on the Braum, but Missing is making it very hard for them to get value out of it. Even doesn't lead to, sadly, the most winning play afterwards.
So what's the idea of that? Do you aim to one side of the minion?
So I can show you a little bit in diagram. And I apologize to people who don't want to see this and stuff like that on it. The turret's going to go down. In fact, we'll do it when there's a bit more free time after, because there is the Afghan and stuff. But basically, minions are quite small, champions are quite big. So even though graphically it looks like a champion is stood behind a minion, their hitbox is slightly in front of it, just the edge of it. So it can connect with that part instead, even though it looks like they are safe behind it. Turret will go down for WE. They do have 3 grubs, so the Afghan goes down. They take the mid lane out of turret.
The angle shouldn't keep ordering away. That Afghan goes on down. Hitbox 9 complete. This TP, is it going to get there in time? It will turn up. Now, what about the fight after? Also here, Winter's Bite goes wide. Monkey will Warrior tricks it over the wall.
WE happy with that trade. They get 2 good towers and inner turret's worth of gold IRL. Shouldn't going to be stealing away that red buff. Karis, only a level up on him actually. Can potentially look for a charm hit.
Waiting for it. Sure, it's quite deep here. Dodges a fair amount. Flashes over the wall. Karis going to now ult over, land charm. Pressing guard still available. Tell you remember with the ult. Can look to come on in, but pays now around it.
Karis has no ult now.
He can't be there. Flash over. Gets hit by a 3 talent strike. It was all a ruse. The Fox girl is put in the dead.
4 dashes, and you've used all of them going forwards. You have nothing to go back. Monkey going forwards is engaged.
Pays now in danger. Gets knocked up and will not go down. Stays alive. And Missing gets huge value. May well die here as Cube looking very threatening. Shove with the Crescent Guard though. Getting a lot of value as Monkey. Hit up with that Braum passive for Winter's Fight. The concussive blows stack up. 1 Cube now in danger. Taeyu trying to back away as the Unbreakable comes over. What the hell does Taeyu do there? Aside from eat Braum's present. Pay's still alive. Realm Warp.
It'll close him down. Does he have another counter strike? He does, but it doesn't matter.
Headshot.
Stand behind Braum. Missing keeps Pay's alive. The heart is the strongest muscle, but only just behind that is the arm holding the shield of Braum. Missing, insane value. My MVP from this game by far. Welcome back, Missing. It's been a while since I've seen how Missing plays this fight afterwards. Jumps in, does Monkey onto Pay as he goes forward, but the shield and the heal, we don't even get to see it. That's so sad, but he's going forward anyway. He's getting himself some more kill participation.
Hayes gets another kill, makes it a double, feels a little bit vindicated after the early game. Finally has 2 items and feels a lot happier about life. They lost the last dragon.
Braum just get Karis on a long flank, will be spotted soon.
Worried about some of the CS numbers as well. Check the Gwen, check the Lucian. They'd be getting a lot more farm than I think their opposite numbers have been. Tier 2 just falls, becomes lightning on the Karis, now in danger. Monkey runs down for the scout who go golden. Buys a lot of time.
Great Braum.
And then again, the glacial fidget comes on down and Vampire staked once more. Flash over from Scout, gets the Rupers and Karis now in danger. And Ala snips him in half. Cube needs to run away as well. Can't go anywhere. It's on the ice off on the Jax rather. He's running away from the Audacious Charge, prevents him from backing up. Will get the counter strike down. It's supposed to be a good matchup for the Jax into the Xin Zhao. But Shun is having none of it. Out comes the Grandmaster's might, trying to find some angle here, but he can empower all he wants. It's not going to mean all that much as Shun keep winning the 1v1 with the top lane. Gets hit by the counter strike. Begins to turn it around for 3 talent strike. And he's out for the count.
He's 2 levels up on the enemy top laner. Shun, a much better game. Baron now started doubly walking over. They don't have flash on Monkey to get him in range. That's just gone. Baron down, no contest. Dragon up on the for the taking as well. WWE not even choosing to rush that on the other side. JDG getting everything.
They don't even lose any HP because of Braum Shield, by the way. They're all basically back at full HP, which makes this very scary indeed. JDG's be a bit wary about a flank angle hit. For it.
But even then, like, there's a heal and exhaust on Missing. They jump forwards again, and, you know, Missing's in position. You exhaust the Wukong going in. Yeah, look, they're going for a big old flank angle. They've prepared the top lane already, though. They'll take the turret. W too slow to that. They might still go for a flight, but how do you get through Missing in the big old shield?
Charm goes wide, and JDG well aware of potential flank angle and stay long, long ways away from it. Now it's the next turret. They're just going to take them. What are you going to do, W? You've got to pull the trigger soon.
Vampire on a long flight, but all he's done is got a sightseeing trick.
And he hits the Braum again, who just does not give a damn. Glacial Fissure comes on down. Vampire is dead. Chimera has his head in his hands, and I cannot blame him. We'll get the clone out briefly. Flash on from Paris, who gets the hit by the bloody shield again. Braum is a wall, and they cannot find the ladders, the sappers, the towers to climb on over it. You need siege weapons, and all you got is sticks and stones, and they break WE's bones. It's 1-1 in the series.
A little more mobile, a little more self-sufficient. I personally would have preferred to see the Annie, but maybe this is based on lane matchup. Perhaps Scout is happier playing the Aurora into the silos.
What a voice. Cube might end up face-checking someone he probably shouldn't do here. There's Monkey and Cube look for the invade. Kindred obviously tends to start the Wolf's Frenzy, so doesn't have the Q up quite yet, has yet to level anything. We'll need to reset. If Monkey lands his Q over the wall, Kindred is going to be so annoyed. Has to have an idea. Oh, Shun is actually dead. That's unfortunate.
Why would you recall there? Monkey will live through this as well with his first reset. JDG. I was just saying, the best you get is a flash there. You don't have any components or items yet. You can't make that kind of play. An overforce potentially should have just been the flash and out. Monkey now going towards mid lane.
Wants to get a hold of this. The mark is topside. Cube coming on down. Shun healing up, does get that smite. He's going to have a Q up again shortly with the down sparrows. I mean, been inside the Wolf Frenzy. Needs to get over the wall.
Flashes and gets hit.
And the flash gets hit.
Flashes and gets hit by the Spectral Maw anyway. Monkey hops over the wall and will steal the camps away. Awful early game from Shun.
Oh, Vampire now in danger as he will at least go 1-for-1. Kay's going to try and trade out as Vampire's
He is the danger.
Is he going to try and turn this around? But he's now got more feathers to work with. Vampire out of cooldowns, in danger. Needs to get some value. The feather call comes on through. Waiting out with that sweeper to prevent the easy autos coming on through from Pain. Try and just start stacking those marks as early as he can. He's got Leona marks.
Leona marks. Sion ulting in. There's no flash on Taeyun.
Vampire tanks it up, and now he's going to get hit by the Wolf Frenzy and the Mounting Dread. And it is a snap away from Shun, who gets the kill and a second mark.
So that mark's nice, and I think right there, they'll outrange.
Yeah.
Against melees, you outrange even harder, and that does feel very obnoxious trying to gap close against the 4 mark.
I'm just going to reset to buy some items.
Really big ultimate for him to steal as an engaging tool. Vampire does have flash backup, and if you get on towards that Kindred, they are a lot easier to kill at this point than they should be.
Grace will ult to immune it. They don't hit one of the curves, and Shun flashes away, looking to find a good angle to put down a lamp to fight for quiet. Character with the quickness as Arla forced away by Cube, making things tricky. Grub number 2 secured by WE. The fight can now commence over the last one. Bit of a route there onto Missing, who's not going to get a chance to put his own quickness down. As Character's a lot of work between worlds. Monkey into the backside. He'll be forced to back away as the feathers go down. Paige now in danger, needs to pull the feathers. Does get a good route, but what about the turnaround damage? Still got the lamp to fight to work with. Each Character survives. 10% HP if that.
So WE, very threatening fight there.
Of course, then we get this interesting play. Well, of course, Karis still got the stolen quickness and Missing. CC'd into absolute
He
death.
walks up to melee range of a Q. Q now 1v2 on top side.
Shun, and therefore Shun gets that kill. Nice pick up for him. Not a mark or anything, but he'll take the extra kill, and that's good value for the kid.
He finally took his red box. He'll ultimate for the next, say, 15 seconds or so. Might be able to do it if ZW delay the fight.
To the other side here. I don't know whether you can go that way, Shun. Be a little wary.
Yeah.
Trying to body block for any potential monkey angles, I guess.
You know they're in that brush. They do now.
Between worlds to go. Dawning Shadow comes on down for the Lamp fight. Keeps Monkey and people alive. Missing, doing his very best. But the knock battle is good. Oh, it's phenomenal. Shun died, but I think he's happy. The respite was well earned. And WE fall apart as JDG are all ready to punish.
Which one of you doubted the Kindred? Shun the non-believer got the ultimate just in time. Vampire will die too. Missing Doing a great job with the triple knockup out of the Lamb's Respite. Vampire will eventually die. He'll try and Hex Slash away, but he can't manage it. JDG, huge fight. That turns the game much back more into their favor.
Can Q get this turret topside? That would be pretty significant. Would love to pick it up, but it's turned around. Forced to flash out as a Decimating Smash came on through. He's actually out protection a lot.
Force that out.
Shun is now topside. Monkey snap his rev up. Gonna get the slow. The Mountain Rev beginning to stack. Gonna get some down flash on as the Dark Protection comes on down. Also, the Dawning Shadow. Cube in danger. Knocked up by that Decimating Smash. And Shun gets another.
Again, Shun not marking the Silas. He's playing mind games with his stacks, saying, I'm going to be ganking the Silas side of the map. Turns up on the other one instead. Means he's getting less opportunities to get those stacks, but he's less expected when he does turn up.
Quite find it. Vampire now looking. Solar Flare, a little shy.
Oh, this is dangerous now. This is dangerous.
He goes with the Zenith, but there comes the quickness. Stolen as well, though, by Karis. Also, in comes Arla with the TP. Could look for an angle, doesn't find it as well. Karis backs out alive, and everyone doesn't die.
Surprised that JDG couldn't find a big turner. Hang on a second, Missy, you've got to be careful there. Forcing the out of Karis. Karis, Dragon, of course, available. Q hitting from Missy gives him a lot of HP back. You need to keep an eye on that, W. If you give him another one, he can fight much more effectively again.
Play this one out. Shun now looking to threaten Monkey in the back of the pit. He's inside the harrowed path. Missing. Is in danger. Does get back on out. Karis looks for the kill and does get it. That's a lot of reset damage. Scout flashing on over the wall. Gets out alive as Monkey relatively on quite find it. Shun also threatens Cube. Forces him to flash between worlds. Goes Scout. Stays alive. But I think JDG have overplayed this fight. Monkey looking to reset.
No!
Does it. The last fight is too late. And there's nothing to be done as Arla falls as well. The Scion becomes a zombie. And the Cranberries had the ride of it. There's nothing left in the head.
JDG overplay after losing the initial chunk. You didn't have to die for this Dragon. They try and outplay, and Shun from one mega ultimate gets an absolute stinker right afterwards in his next cast of it. Shun not able to outvalue, particularly Karis in that last fight. The Silas very impactful, and JDG giving way too much room for him to play.
Try and collapse as they saw Shun walking over here. They're going to try and stop him on this steal. Needs to try and get the smite down. Can't quite get it hit by the last embrace. Do they want to keep chasing? I think they might. Can't quite get there in time. And Shun still has a dance of arrows, and Karis may have to turn this one around. Actually, might be marked by this Kindred. This might be too far. Doesn't manage to get out with a stolen between worlds.
I know, Scout was roaming over, but JDG lose their minds a little bit. Vampire now stopped on the recall. That could be a bit of an issue. He has no flash. Is anyone coming over? There's the Viego.
Looks to play this one out. Vampire lands the Zenith Blade. Shun now on Blasco. Gets pulled away. Solar Flare comes on down, but overcomes Scout as well. Missing Golo. Will battle that out to safety. Has got some honey to potentially if he needs it. TP behind. We're going to continue this play. This is all over. An attempted take of the Mark of Wolves, by the way, guys. This is what this has led to. Welcome to Kindred minigames as Cube gets the kill on the Rakan. Karis with the Rocket Bell into the abduct. Onto Scout, who will go down the Patricide first. Bring down the bunny at the knees.
Now JDG are the ones panicking. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They
get a charge on in here. I heard Scion ulting on in somewhere, but it's obviously a stolen Unstoppable Forces.
Oh,
no, he missed the ult! He missed the tower!
No. He wanted to get out. He wanted to leave. Can't do so, and instead will die after some poor driving through the enemy jungle.
And he didn't hit the turret.
I think he decided, if I hit the turret, I'm dead. What should have been a very successful draft, I think, from JDG, falling very far behind now, and JDG cannot afford to be giving over easy kills like that.
Because the skirmishing from W is very potent in this game. When you're Silas, when you're Leona, when you're Viego's ahead of the curve, those 3v3s get quite tricky. Cube, all the while, the other win condition with grubs to his name, takes a tier 2, forcing a fight around this Atacon. Here we go again.
So the York's not going to be here, Arla is, so JDG can actually use this as a leash. WWE may be cooking a little too hard in the macro.
Works, TP's available, that's the Atacon taken. Look at the wild though, the mini-map, Yorick is pushing, TP towards the turret.
Yeah, I think JDG realized, look, we're not really going to be able to stop him from split pushing, even if we send someone down. Let's get the Atacon with that turret. Karis jumping into a Scout Haze.
Missing's still here, quickness available, and we'll get knocked up if we can get to the wall. Shut down goes the way of Haze.
And that's going to give an opening to JDG to get the top lane turret as well. WE, overcooking in terms of the macro. They think, oh, we can do the Atacon and we can get the bot lane turret, but no teleport on Yorick means that a large part of their gold is not available.
Monkey hiding around in the Harrow's path will turn up onto the speed shrine as that times out. Dragon Star.
So double carry stacked up on each other. W lands. Vampire going in.
Finds some value. Golden Shadow comes on through, but I think he's got a bit deep. The pedestal, though, you potentially dangerous now as they need to back away. Pace likes to wait. Prevents the easy engage.
Wonderful from Pace.
Pace finds it. A wonderful angle. Stays alive as Monkey goes looking too. Pace breaks every ankle available.
That is why Paze was on my MVP shortlist for JDG. He solo carries that fight, baiting in the engage, getting the feather pulled back onto Karis, who's looking for a reset. And yes, there is going to be another turret given over, but JDG get 2 good kills, and they end up getting themselves the dragon as well. Scout jumping over. Arm's coming up. They could look for a kill here.
Finding some time. The maiden just out of range. Can't keep autoing. Goes in, loses vision. They're going to flash on form. It's the twofold hex still looking for auto. Gets the weirding down. Slow onto Cube now with the Leandries. The Malignant's ticking. Arla comes on up to look to begin to roar like the Slayer he is. Flash away from Cube. Decimating smash land. TP's beginning to fly. They need to think about backing away. Over they come. Shunna missing, waiting on it. Karis now in danger. Arla body blocks the abduction. Scout needs to be wary. Hit by the chain line. Goes on down. The Lampra's fight is late. And that means the solo lanes both die.
Shun's ultimate could have turned that play. Honestly, I think that Arla should have been able to kill Cube anyway. The early flash from the Yorick should have killed him. JDG messing up.
Very narrow, and that one was on the wrong side of life and death.
Look, sometimes you're sat there as someone who's neutral. Hang on, missing gonna jump into multiple. He's just dead.
Trying to contest this. One missing goes down. Shun trying to get some value out, but he's being body blocked by that maiden. Karis left a little low by this Baron. I just don't think they can fight.
That's going to be Baron down. Missing looked to see if they would be a little greedy. They were not. They get that easy kill. I mean, real credit to WE. Their skirmishing is better than JDG's. I think the Silas being so...
All messed up Lampra's fight. Problematic. Missing. Kind of often been the sacrificial lamb as the sole face checker when Arla's not around. Been punished. I wondered about it. He's going to look now. Won't find too much aside from the abscond. And Arla trading with Cube now. Ults as well. There could be a potential angle here. There's no TPs to respond this time. I think that's just a dead Yorick.
It's going to take a little bit of HP with him. Good shutdown. No Dragon Start on the other side. It's not up yet. Karis pushing the mid lane turret, but not able to finish it.
Decent job. Minute and a half from that dragon. That will probably prevent too much more here for a second or two. Not bad from
good.
JDG.
That was nice. Some good extra follow-up damage, and it means that Cube not going to be available for some of the setup here. Shin going to walk forwards on 5 marks. Decent damage on the Karis. Also no flash. JDG with this momentary advantage, even against the Baron buff, can actually open up the mid lane turret on their own. Decent rebuttal from that.
Enjoy it. He enjoys some toast for breakfast, apparently.
Forces JDG into a macro decision. Arla going to clear. We'll have teleport to join the fight.
You do damage, you don't. Taeyun, about 3 stacks of 100 on this center as well. It's not really been about the center this game, but with 3 items and a lot of stacks. It'd be scary. Dragon taken though, while that posturing in mid lane happens. TP now coming on in from the Yorick. Very late though. Can they catch JDG on the retreat? That has to be the play. TP in response from Arla, buying some time. And WE fail the cross.
Yeah, they don't stick in topside. They teleport the Yorick down and don't find a fight. They don't have the Baron buff anymore. Karis does have an ultimate to fight in the choke point though.
Arla also walking up, starts preparing the Soul Furnace, buys a moment, gets some damage on the character, goes gold. Quickness from missing is pretty solid. Does get that time, needs to battle downtown. Damage onto Silas, who's dead. Could look to turn it around as Kelshun begins to auto away. Geo from Monkey goes golden, stakes away that soul of the Ricard. Looking to reset. Scout flashes away from the Spectral Maw. Shun run away out against Taeyun, who's inside the Flurs of the Black Mist. Now Lampra's fight, buys some time. Cube in danger, tries to get some value, can't quite do it. Monkey comes on in and shuts the fight. But Taze gets him. Taeyun's range though is horrifying. Look at that Seneco. Needs to come out of the across the veil. That's the one. Finally found the word. And Scout Snake be a bit problematic, but 112 stacks on Taeyun. They're gonna go with that.
Yeah, Cube doesn't have teleport. JDG is saying we will rush this down before the Yorick can become a problem, and Arla will just try and hold the door shut.
Monkey is zoned off, Baron's sure, but there goes the Yorick. And they prevent the reset.
Yeah, he
might be able to, you know.
Yeah, Arla just ended up using his.
Oh boy.
Arla's gone down. There will be one reset. Aurora's gone onto the Nexus and will be able to ult the wave.
Karis now in danger, lands that abscond of Dark, gets Pace into danger, goes up with the feathers on, but can't go anywhere! Finally gets the Lambert's fight by Sniper. Pace is doing his best to stay alive for a second. Where are the feathers? Trying to get the resets. The Collector Proc finally come through, but Taeyun murders many people!
Karis hitting that abscond of Dark onto the flashless, cleanseless Zaya ends up winning in the team fight, and that might just seal the game. Even though there is a Baron buff, I think Scout might not be able to hold this on his own. 30-second death time is elsewhere. W will look for the game end.
Taeyun is so scary right now. He's just chunking these turrets out. He does it from miles away. The game is over. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, and WE hold the line. We're going to a fourth one at WE at series points.
JDG takes the Baron for Nexus trade. They
Not
die.
that much CC that actually matters against JDG. Every single member has a way out of the Cataclysm. WE, though, their early games have been exceptional. Their early games have been really well. Shun going for a wraparound gang.
He's trying to try again.
He will, actually. They don't have the exhaust. They don't have that much hard CC. Just flashing on Taeyun and Vampire. Should approach this.
That was burned early on as the exhaust came on down. They're going to try and get the root on down. They're trying to play this one out regardless to get the deadly flourish on in and to say, well, we'll go for the full all in. Missing now in danger. Can't get back onto the side of Ezreal because the W was interrupted. Taeyun will fall. Vampire needs to speed himself up. Gets some defiance to his name. Doesn't have a flash. Gets the root down. Gets that onto Pays. No renewal though, so the healing just isn't there. And they end up going 2 for 1.
The Taeyun and Vampire doing fairly well at turning around these ganks into at least one kill, but losing caught out by the CC chain. Both double flash taunts. It is summoners used by Taeyun and Vampire, but they do get the one kill back.
Their thought process, but we're not getting out. We may as well go in. Vampire goes down. Nice return gang from Shun. He's still stuck at 16 CS, but 2-0-1. The ganks have worked. Gonna lose more counts though. Don't have any Raptors up, so Shun will at least manage to steal away a Krug camp, but that's it. Best moment there on the Sejuani. And actually, if we're coming towards a Grubs fight in about a minute and a half, I wonder whether Shun's going to be in trouble in terms of having level 6 around a potential.
JDG don't want to tussle right now. Want to try and get some farm out of lanes.
Prowling projectile comes on out. His missing is now on top of Shun. Made himself best friend.
And we'll see what he can do with this draft. That Akali could be the key piece to WE's victory.
Some of the scrim gods of the LCK finally showing a bit more on stage. Cataclysm finally used from Monkey, but the face only lands to the one. Next person comes across. Back away as the final chapter is burned and no one's interested in reading. TP in from Cube. Needs to get some Dracam steps away. No one dies. There's some summoners that burn. That's about it. Deadly Flourish land. Pays now in danger. Gets knocked up. The Eagle comes down to the Monkey. Gonna get Hextech. Ultimate Marla's also here. Public execution. Oh, the shield! Oh, the defiance is great. And now the perfect execution can come on through. There's a lot of executions this game. Beginning to find some force shots. One to come on through. It's missing with a body block anyway.
Yeah, Arla dies to get Pays and missing out because he goes in to just get a bit of CC down.
Maybe to play this regardless. I think it would be a bit risky though. Paris in a spot of danger, backs away on it. Rather save their ammunition for the dragon fight in a minute and a half. Monkey though finds a good turnaround into the Cataclysm Garage to the back line. They've murdered one. They've done Monkey though and trade. Should getting a perma cross off on the cube. Looking at Drake hand step around, does a lot of work. The Hextech ultimate.
Oh, Pays!
Danger. Trying to get a lot of damage down. He's getting to auto. Gareth flashed on. And Arleth flashes for the auto. She needs to back away. Needs to get the blast going out to safety. Where is he going though? His Pays has been unleashed. The Yumi on top of him means he just won't die.
The Ezreal Yumi is online. Red alert, Defcon 1. Pays and missing clean up the fight. Some of the damage coming down there. Dragon started by WE would be Ocean Salt Point. Not something Shady want to give over lightly, but they're not in position to contest right now.
Keep Shun away from him. That's the best CC for it. I think if it becomes a smite fight, try and turn around. 2k HP gets it, does Vampire. As both jungler smite a little early. Cleanse away from Taeyun. Is hit by the Glacial Crystal. Beginning to turn around. The final chapter comes through. Monkey is dead. Not all that tanky. All of that gold early means very little. Vampire now in danger. Trapped to the Hextech ultimatum. They lose a second. Soul point 2.
Soul point for 2. However, JDG don't have another objective to go towards. 2 minutes until the Aftercon. They can maybe push towards a turret and take that. JDG threatening in the fight, and that is really, really worrying for WE now. 3 kills in Arla, 2,000 gold ahead. If it wasn't enough trying to deal with the Ezreal and the Yumi, now you have to deal with a very hang on effect ult. So it's going forward.
The open now Skulls go way too deep. He's in so much trouble. Gonna get some healing sort of, but dies anyway. The Binding of the Soul. Kurt's now called, looking for an angle. Shoots some people, but Shun is pretty damn tanky at this point. He's down 40 CS and still doing better than Monkey right now.
Scout, 1,000 gold down himself. Probably the two worst performers, I would argue, are Shun and missing across this team, but Scout has not been playing well either. No, he really has been. Pays and Arla, I think, being more consistent for this team. Pays, he's been trying his goddamn best for us. He's been so excellent for this team. You know, the mid jungle and the support right now, I mean, he can just get out of this. Has no flash, but hookshot is enough for him right now. Melee synergy with Sejuani means he take objectives very quickly. Monkey's still heading down though, and they are getting shredded by the Afghan.
He's gonna dodge himself, gonna flag and drag towards it, can get on in to try and find it, and Carly naps it! Monkey will likely die here as a result, but the objective is stolen. Hang on, Karras' TP away, gets out to safety, does!
And it's one for Atakan. JDG Panic, desperation, and misexecution. Karis steals the Aftercon because Shun's smite key is not on point. It's a criticism we've had of him before. JDG will not be able to defend their mid lane turret either. It's not like you can take one kill into the Baron. It's much too early for that relentless coming out of the Ezreal.
Fortunately, Monkey doesn't have the Sterax or anything yet. That would give him a lot more ability to go hell to leather. But Monkey's still finding a flat line access. Forces pace to E away, but really get all that high value. Monkey in danger. But on the other side, Scout is just dead. Monkey clenched away, buying some time. Karis caught inside the Hextech ultimate. He's trying to find some value. He's going to get loads of damage though. Lands the Shuriken flip again. Continue trying to keep missing alive. Shun will force at least the flash out. He's jump on the pace. Who's got missing on top of him? Can they get on top of him? They get him! Drag! They brought him down. He's gone to the pit. And still Karis survives in the jungle. He's trading up with Shun with no HP. Permafrost brings him down. Siding away Shun, but doesn't die.
But Shun kills him. Last kill for Taeyeon, but most importantly, the soul. Scout dies once again, unceremoniously. 2,000 gold down. No kills on the board in the Yone. JDG just gave up Ocean's Soul, and they also flubbed the team fight. WE, this was their chance to take a big fight before the third item from the Ezreal, which we talked about being an issue for them. They find that one miracle moment, and now JDG, they have to play. He's arguably been worse, been a non-factor in some.
Yeah.
And yes, you have the Ocean Soul now, and W makes it so much harder to take extended fights.
This game from Shun, the smite key's been problematic. Everything else, I can at least see the reason for it. Had a good Shin Zhao game, and then the other games were just so much the other way. Consistency has hurt this player. A Monkey looking for the flag and drag. Doesn't quite get paid, but does get on to the Sejuani, who's got the final chapter rolling from the Uni on top of the Monkey. Going to be locked up, trying to buy some time, get some decent healing, but it's not a lot of time. They're going to kill off Mirs. As Karis looking for the angle, they killed off the Uni, got trapped off top of someone. Into the back guards on the pace. Murders everyone! Shun eating the 5-point strikes. The curtains are called. JDG are bowing out of playoffs.
WE find their mid lane play they were looking for. Karis on his Akali, assassinates Pays, and JDG, it was one game of hubris too far. JDG may be bearing out in round 1 of lower black bracket of playoffs.
WE, once known as World Elite, once the greatest team the LPL had ever known, the home of Wei Xiao. Arguably the greatest AD carry player to ever do it, never mind Uzi, there's a legend in his own right. Onto the Baron they go. Shun has yet to hit a smite. Maybe this is the moment. He's going to have to try. He feels the desperation to do it. If JDG bow out here, what a disappointment. Z-Axis again. We know what Zed we all really hate. There's the Baron secured. Another death for 40 seconds for Shun.
JDG, I think this is it. I think this is it. Pays has tried his damn best. JDG must find a way to protect this Ezreal, or their split ends here.
Horrifying thoughts, really. Arla's got 2 items. You've got 2 items on the One, 3 on the Ezreal. There are tools here, but it needs to catch multiple people. It needs to catch Taeyeon and Karis before they do horrible things to Pays. Pays needs a team fight, but for once he's untouched, and that's just so hard to do now. Against Ocean Soul, your poke from Ezreal means a lot less when you back away for 10 seconds and it disappears.
Baron buff still being used at the last minute. Ultimate top side, there's no Ezreal here, and they catch Ezreal. In fact, he was there, and they kill him.
Perfect execution comes on through, and I apologize, it's a public one, because of course, in the mid lane, Karis having to deal with a 1v2 and just doesn't care, lands a Shuriken flip. Go back to where he started, and now the curtains are called again. Another bow, another encore, and JDG in danger. Arla tries to get out of his own base, but the hook shot finds nothing. Scout hit with the Shuriken flip will rebind his soul, and in goes Karis again. The Mortal Steel looks all too over. He's in a grave, and nothing left to buy, nothing left to do. Ding Dong Gaming go out in round 1 of playoffs.
JDG, the 3rd place team in Winter, felled by WT, a team which we didn't even expect to be here. World Elite, welcome back, JDG.